Miss Universe contestant breaks silence on Pageant controversies behind the scenes. From red flags to numerous hospitalizations, exclusive. Melissa Sapini represented Haiti at the international competition in Thailand on November 21 and spoke exclusively with people about the experience. Former Miss Massachusetts USA winner Melissa Sapini represented Haiti at Miss Universe 2025 in Bangkok on November 21. The pageant queen previously said competing at the international level was one of her longest-held dreams, but the experience was completely the opposite. Shortly after her return home to Boston, Sapini tells people what she and 121 other contestants endured in Thailand, where they lived for 3 weeks leading up to the event. Stands out to her as completely unheard of in the world of pageantry. Every single day, there was something. Every single day, there was whispers between girls of, "Okay, is this weird to you? Am I going crazy?" She recalls, "There were so many red flags from the beginning." The international event first appeared in global headlines on November 4, when a live stream showed a heated confrontation between pageant executive Nawat Itzaragrizal and Fatima Bosch, who represented Mexico and was ultimately crowned the pageant's winner. According to Sapini, 22, the viral altercation marked the first time things started to feel really off. She recalls how Itzaragrizal allegedly began making threats about women being ousted from the competition if they did not follow certain instructions. "We all sat in that room so confused. I mean, it was silent," Sapini explains. "We were all so shocked, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm looking at the girl next to me, I'm like, what is this about?" She adds that she was one of the women who stood up and followed Bosch out of the room after her exit, as seen on the live stream, despite Itzaragrizal's claims that those who left would be kicked out of the competition. "We're at the beginning, and how dare you tell us that we're out of the competition?" She says of her thoughts at the time, "We're all here. We've all come to a foreign country, and we still haven't met the Miss Universe organization leadership. And then this man has the audacity to say after all the work that we've put in, all the sacrifice, we're out of the competition." Shortly after the live stream became worldwide news, Miss Universe owner Raul Rocha announced multiple sanctions against Itzaragrizal, including his restriction from the pageant. However, Sapini claims that the contestants regularly saw the pageant executive in the following weeks. A representative for Miss Grand International, the pageant organization that Itzaragrizal is also the president of, told people in an email statement that because Itzaragrizal is the CEO of Minji and the official host president and primary investor of the 74th Miss Universe competition, he is obligated to oversee all host-related activities, and that, as host, Mr. Nawat had to represent Minji at all venues. Although Raul publicly claimed restrictions, such limitations were never realistic nor enforceable. Ultimately, Mu acknowledged the situation and resumed proper cooperation. From that point on, Sapini says the conditions of the competition hardly improved at all. "Another moment where I was scared is when contestants started to get sick," the New Englander notes. "So many girls were hospitalized. Girls were dropping like flies, left and right." She remembers how pageant group chats were filled with messages from contestants claiming that they were suffering from debilitating flu symptoms and food poisoning. She says pageant leadership did respond to some sick contestants' requests for help, but Sapini claims the aid was generally limited to chaperones advising women to either visit on-site medical personnel or check into the hospital. The staff allegedly did not, however, take action to address some of the more preventable illnesses, like food poisoning. "They were just giving us these box lunches that were making people sick," Sapini claims. "They were not talking about, okay, everyone's getting sick. We're going to do this to change the food, or what have you." That scared me. A representative for Miss Grand International tells people that, as the host, Minji follows strict standards for food management based on our extensive experience in pageant operations. Contestants are required to submit their health conditions and dietary restrictions in advance, the representative says. A number of contestants did not provide this information, making it impossible for us to prepare special meals in time. Continuing on, the representative clarifies, "We repeatedly requested this information from MU, but MU could not provide it. In such cases, immediate on-site solutions were applied." Addressing medical care available to contestants throughout the duration of the pageant, the Minji representative also says, "Throughout the event, chaperones consistently assisted all contestants, and a full medical team was available at all times. While sitting out was an obvious solution, doing so came at the cost of missing key events. If one missed rehearsals," Sapini notes, "they risked not knowing what to do during the actual show. You're at a competition. Every moment counts. There were some girls that were sick, and they still came to all the events," she tells People, adding that some contestants' cases were so severe that they had to step back, whether to rest at the hotel or seek a medical professional. Sapini also fell ill toward the end of the competition, but she never went to the hospital because, as she explains, "I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want it to affect my results." Soon, however, Sapini realized that she may not have ever had much control over her results in the first place. Just 3 days before the actual pageant, musician Omar Harfouch publicly dropped out of the pageant selection committee and posted multiple allegations of judging misconduct on social media. Harfouch claimed that the organization formed an impromptu jury to choose 30 finalists before participants from 136 countries even took the stage for the preliminary round. The Miss Universe organization denied his allegations in a statement posted shortly after his resignation. After Harfouch's bombshell announcement on November 18, soccer player Claude Makelele announced he was also withdrawing from his position as a judge, citing personal reasons. The president of the selection committee, Princess Camilla de Bourbon du Sicily, also resigned. Upon hearing about Harfouch's allegations and the following resignations, Sapini says she and other contestants had discussions about leaving Thailand altogether, even though the pageant was days away. Sapini says she started to really question her reasons for competing upon seeing the news that a third judge had dropped out. "I just remember standing there looking at my phone and just being so sad. I can't even describe it to you. I dedicated my life to this organization," Sapini shares. "I watched this pageant on TV when I was 16, and I remember the Miss Universe, who won that year, preaching to the audience and anyone who was watching, 'This could be you. Do what you can to be a leader,' preaching women's empowerment." She continues, "And I remember that it changed the trajectory of my life. 6 years later, it happened for me. I got to compete at Miss USA as Miss Massachusetts. I'm here at Miss Universe as Miss Haiti. I dedicated so much to this, and for all of that to just come crumbling down." The Miss Universe organization has not replied to People's request for comment. Sapini looks back on those moments when she and her fellow contestants mustered through rehearsals, despite, at times, feeling as though they might collapse on stage due to health concerns. She claims the 122 contestants flew from all around the world to compete and make their countries proud, hardly expecting to be subjected to an allegedly rigged voting system. "We put ourselves through hell. We weren't getting any sleep. We were sick. And yet we're thinking about our results. We're thinking about how every moment counts, every event counts, and by the end, to hear everything that's going on, it didn't even matter," Sapini reflects. "For a month, people were exhausted, people were straining themselves, and for it to be this reality." Up until her time at Miss Universe, Sapini enjoyed a massively successful pageant career, including placing at Miss USA and her strong reign as Massachusetts' 2024 state title holder. But she admits that her experience in Bangkok has significantly impacted the way she feels about any future participation in pageantry. "I think about the personal sacrifices I've taken. I took time off of school for Miss USA, and Miss Haiti happened so close after that. I just returned back to school. Then I had to take another leave of absence," she says. "Of course, I made that personal decision, but you didn't even allow me the fair and equal opportunity to be a contestant that could fight for my placement," for my win. Sapini remembers talking to another contestant, Miss Bonaire Nicole Palaker-Visser, during one lunch in Thailand. By entering the Miss Universe 2025 pageant, the mom of 4 committed to spending a month away from her family. It was another example of sacrifice that struck a chord with Sapini. You leave your life, some contestants leave their jobs. The personal sacrifices you would hear would make your heart break, knowing that this is the reality. It's absolutely insane, says the pageant veteran. Addressing those behind the pageant directly, she adds, "You are messing with our lives. You're messing with my future. I take that very seriously, because if you can do that to me, as a current contestant, what are you going to do to the next girls?"